Sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and could even keep you from the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Talking to one of my commercial real estate clients this morning, he was complaining because he's got a deal that feels like it's stuck. We're about a week or two from closing, and there's one more agreement that has to be done between the buyer's attorney and the seller's attorney, and it hasn't been moving forward. It's not, the attorneys are, he says are just messing around, and they haven't made it a priority to get it done. So this deal has now drug on for another month. And I said, so what have you tried to do? And he said, well, I've called the attorneys and raised hell with them, told them to do it. But both of them have said to me, look, you're not my client. You can't tell me what to do. And I said, okay, so did you talk to, he represents the seller. And I said, when you talk to the seller, what did he say? He goes, well, yeah, you need to get this done, but he really hasn't pushed his attorney. And I said, do you remember why people do things, especially why they do things that are uncomfortable? And he said, yes, because they have pain. I said, that's exactly right. And my client said, but this guy has pain. Every time this thing goes on, he's having to pay interest. The longer this thing, he's paying interest on the property every day that he hadn't sold it. And I said, does he know how much? And he said, I don't know. I doubt it. And I said, so here's what you need to do. I said, you can't tell him that. Remember, our job is to ask, not tell. But ask your client, hey, when you add it up, how much your interest carry, how much it costs to, pay interest on this per month. What did you figure out? And Michael said, I know that number. I said, what's the number? He said, it's about $8,000 a month. And I said, okay. I don't want you to tell him the number. I want him to look it up. I want him to figure it out. And then I want you to say, wow, $8,000, is that a big deal? You know what the guy's going to say? Hell yeah, it's a big deal. And you say, the longer your attorney waits, not only you're paying your attorney's bill, but in effect, the attorney is costing you $8,000 a month. I said, because in order for somebody to do something, especially something that's hard, they've got to have an emotional, compelling, personal reason to do it. And so maybe your guy knows it's a problem, but help him figure out how much money it's costing him every week, every day, every month that this closing gets delayed. And then say, $8,000, is that a big deal? What would you do with that money if you had it, right? And let your client get mad, not at you, but at the problem. And my guess is then he will find the motivation, he'll find the gonads, he'll find the backbone to call his attorney and say, get this shit done. It's costing me a fortune. So the lesson here is whenever you get in trouble, whenever things slow down, whenever your deal is stuck, go back to the original pain, the personal, compelling reason why somebody would make a change in the first place. And say, is that still an issue? Is that still a thing? And if it's not, chances are you got no deal. But go back and ask them, is this still something that's important for you to fix? You do that, and you'll find your buyer's motivation very quickly, and either they move forward or you realize not to waste any more time. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you're struggling to close deals, then I want to invite you to take my free mini course, where you'll learn the 7 most expensive sales mistakes that will cost you time, money, and credibility. So be sure to click the link in the show notes or go to www.7salesmistakes.com. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.